Hello and welcome to Movie Mayhem. Today's film is Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. Great one on this one since I don't watch any advertisements. I didn't know what this movie was. It was a recommendation of my wife's to watch, and so we started it, and I was like, Guy Ritchie. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. So this is, kind of Guy Ritchie finally coming off all those big budget type of, either Sherlock Holmes, Man from U.N.C.L.E., Dr. Doolittle. I did kind of going back to his roots, as it were, making a more heavily dialogue-based kind of crime thriller, very much in the vein of a Snatch or Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. That said, you are going to have to deal with the slang, so put on subtitles if you need, or watch it multiple times, because they use a lot of very English slang that I'm sure most people don't know if you're not from the area. Stars Jax Teller, Hunan, which I'm really happy to see him in a good serious role. I think he's a very good actor, and he's kind of been wasted in a lot of the other roles that he's done. Hugh Grant and Colin Farrell is in it, and the main guy. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hello and welcome to Movie Mayhem. Today we're going to talk about Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. Another new film, kind of helping contradict my nihilism over modern cinema. This stars Matthew McConaughey, good old Jax Teller, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant, as well as Jeremy Strong, several people. So this is very much an ensemble film, and this thankfully harkens back to Guy Ritchie's Lock, Stock, and Snatch days of that witty dialogue. Again, kind of his old tread and crime-based concept stories, but I think that's really what Guy Ritchie excels at. I'm not against his bigger budget action movies, but I mean, he's nowhere near as inept as a visual director like a Kevin Smith. But one thing Guy Ritchie does better than other directors is that super, super snappy dialogue, just back and forth, and just almost bombarding you with quick wit to the point where you get confused and lost. And it's a talent because very few people can pull that off. So I'm really happy to see him doing that. I didn't even know what the film was. I don't watch, any commercials or any trailers. And this was recommended by my wife and put it in. And I saw, oh, wow, it's Guy Ritchie. Okay, I'm interested what this will be. So this is an interesting film concept. My one criticism, I'll say right off the bat, was everything was too telegraphed. There was the big reveal, betrayal. I saw that coming. Like, literally, when they see, I don't want to give away because I think if you don't get it, then it would ruin the movie. Pretty much 15 minutes in, I knew the big reveal, right? And I knew certain things hadn't happened the way they were alluding to it. So it's like it wanted to trick me and give that feel much more like a giallo film or a detective type of thing. But I already knew what was going to happen. That doesn't ruin the film, thankfully. So even though I knew what was going to happen, it was very fun and exciting to watch us get there. What I liked about it is it's a film within a film within a film kind of idea. The main premise is Hugh Grant is like a PI, and he's been hired to spy on McConaughey, who is a marijuana overlord of the British Isles. And so he's been filming him, and he goes to one of his main strongman bodyguards to essentially blackmail him, but in the form of saying, I'm going to sell you a film. And then he starts narrating it as if it's a film. Now, this is kind of cool because there are some parts where he creates and fabricates what he believes happened, right? In order to make it an exciting movie, as he calls it. but we don't see that, and it's not confirmation. And sometimes it gets retconned back when someone says, well, this is the actual facts. It's very neat how that works, and especially how that ties into the very end of the film. It also looks like this is the first Miramax film since they were bought out. So that's, I mean, I don't know what that means, but it's just interesting that it was. They bought it by some kind of NB movie or somebody. Again, they have a huge catalog, so I'm not surprised they got bought out. Hopefully they'll release stuff like the Kill Bill full version. Be nice. So all in all, you've got, again, the list of actors. I probably don't need to sell anybody to watch this just because the list of actors is great. And this is Guy Ritchie doing what Guy Ritchie does best. And the characters are very funny, very entertaining. And of course, we've got several very stupid characters that make this story even more funny. I think the reactions of the characters and their interactions with each other really build a level of intense, like, suspense. I got excited watching it. Like I said, I even knew what was going to happen, and I guessed not the exact end, and you'll understand why, but I guessed how it was all going to wrap up, who was going to betray who, and how that would happen. I guessed that pretty early on. But again, McConaughey's subtlety, the way he plays his, in a way, over-the-top character, the way he plays him is great. I would love to see McConaughey as almost like just a sadistic serial killer. I think he would be great at that, because he does such a good job of portraying dire intenseness in his looks without words, and then speaking calmly, but at the same time portraying menace. I mean, again, I think McConaughey's a great actor, so no surprise there, but it's done very well here. Hunan, great to see him in a very cool role where he's acting. I think he's a great actor. Sons of Anarchy was great. He did good acting in there, and it's nice to see him to get a chance to do that. I love Pacific Rim. Not an acting film, though. I mean, it's, much like that film, giant robots were the stars. The people were just characters. So it's good to see him get a chance to act. So this is one of those kind of stripped back. Your budget all went to actors. There's no huge set pieces. There's no CGI going on. It's just a movie with cool dialogue. And I think that is something, again, I don't get to see a lot of with that level of intensity anymore. But again, Guy Ritchie been making films 25 plus years now. And it's neat to see him kind of get away from the big budget stuff. I mean, Sherlock Holmes movies, they're not bad. Man from U.N.C.L.E. wasn't bad. They aren't bad films, but it's just not his absolute best, in my opinion. It's like the Sherlock Holmes, the dialogue scenes, I love them. They're really cool. But as a whole, the movies are very predictable and kind of generic. And I feel that's limitations by the studio. You're never going to see a Snatch put out by Disney. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to see that. Whereas this is him getting back into that indie type of feel for him. So really happy to see that. So the story, basically the story is McConaughey's character wants to sell his marijuana farm and go into retirement. And then we watch all the dominoes fall as everybody starts trying to vie for power or, take over his space. There's a good kind of subtext story about the young overtaking the old, and the message Guy Ritchie gives about that is also rather interesting. So I thought that was some cool subtext that he threw in there that I really enjoyed. Pretty much all your traditional Guy Ritchie tropes as far as camera work. So nothing out of the ordinary there. But I think the story's kind of unique. The story within the story. It'll feel like, in a way, to me, it felt like it started slow, but give it a chance. It works. It's got that slow ramp, but it almost needs it, because when you go in, you're kind of like, what the hell is going on? I don't even understand what I'm watching. And that really works for the whole context of the film. So give it more of a try. I don't know, having been let down by a lot of Guy Ritchie's recent stuff, this was a very happy experience for me. I'm glad to see him making this kind of movie again. So curious what y'all thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and check out Patreon if you can. And we'll see you here next time at Movie Mayhem.